Greetings and salutations, friends. I am Numithrander, and it's time for another Genshin Impact event. This time, Chronicle of Shifting Strategems. In your adventures, you will encounter enemies and obstacles of all shapes and sizes. Don't panic. Analyze your foes and adjust your lineup to achieve a dazzling victory. Now, I've waited a few days, so hopefully all of the challenges will be unlocked, but we'll find out in a moment. Each Chronicle of Shifting Stratagems challenge will have one theme character. You will have to form 2 different teams around this theme character and complete 2 combat halves. The theme character will receive powerful buffs in the corresponding challenge. During the challenge, you score points by defeating opponents who will spawn endlessly within a time limit. When the challenge ends, you will receive rewards based on your score. There will be recommended elemental types for either half of each challenge. You will gain bonus score for defeating opponents in these challenges only if you put characters from the recommended elemental types in your party. Alright, so it's not so much a recommendation as a requirement by the sounds of it. Alright. Well, looks like I was one day too early on this. Oh well, we'll do everything we can for the moment. And then I'll wait a day and come back and finish this tomorrow, but for you guys, that's probably going to be a 10-second wait. But let's get going. After Veresa's plunge attack hits an opponent, her crit damage will be increased by 45%. This effect lasts for 6 seconds and stacks up to 2 times. Interesting. Looks like there's different grades of gold on this, too. So, hitting the base gold is our minimal reward. Minimum goal, I should say. Alright, so we're using Veresa. Yep, Veresa on both sides. First half. After a character's plunging attack hits an opponent, a shockwave will be unleashed at the character's position that deals true damage to nearby opponents. This effect can be triggered once every 3 seconds. Second half. Damage dealt by overloaded reactions will be increased by 100%. After a character triggers overloaded on an opponent, a vortex will be generated into that opponent's position that pulls in nearby opponents for 5 seconds. This effect can be triggered once every 6 seconds. So, and then of course party setup. When the party only has characters of the recommended elemental types, defeating opponents grants 100% bonus points. I see, so we get double if we have the right elements on board. Alright, so in this case, Electro, Animo, and Hydro. Let's see. I think we'll go right in to fill out the last slot. Not for any particular reason. Well, simply for the fact that she has the ability to add her attack with her elemental skill to every single hit. Or most of them, at any rate. And this next one will be rather easy. Let's see, so we have Veresa, of course. And we'll do Chivalrous. Now, I was thinking of adding Toma to this lineup, but I'm pretty sure he doesn't actually work on plunge attacks. or charge attacks. It's only normals for him, if I recall correctly. Let's see. Yeah. While Scorching Arrow is in effect, the active character's normal attacks will trigger Fiery Collapse, so he will do absolutely nothing to increase Varessa's damage. Entirely because of the fact that he will just not actually trigger. Raiden would actually be good for this team too. Oh well. We'll go official instead. And then cap it off with Moika. Adding her pyro off-field effect. What are we dealing with? Okay, well, let's see how this goes. I don't believe that I saw a difficulty slider, so perhaps I should check again on the next round, just to be sure. Yep, read all that already. Kinda regret that I missed out on Varessa. As I do have Shenyun, and I can definitely make a good Shivers team. So Varessa, on this account, would have at least 2 really good teams. Oh well. Nice to get another chance to play about with her.
It's my lucky day!
Yeah! Skyward! There is no escape!
My, this is going. It's a bit quick already, isn't it?
Make way for the riveting! Scatter! Shine down! Shower me with praise!
Let's get down to business!
Justice o'clock! Headbutt! You wanna stand down! Charge! Look out below! Hero incoming!
Have to actually figure out how to play Varessa again.
Smash down!
Just don't have her, so not all that used to her
Torn
again.
to oblivion! Time to shine! Yoo-hoo!
6,000 score.
Let's get down to business!
Seize the
Lucky
sky!
day!
Kapow! Charge!
Not on this side, we're not going.
It's justice o'clock! Charge!
Those specters are also wasting a lot of our time.
Stop! Headbutt!
Okay, so we didn't even break 1,000 on that. So I'm getting a bit antsy with this already. Okay.
Stop right there! Oz, reveal button! Burn it down! Boost! Look out below! It's justice o'clock! Headbutt! It's justice o'clock!
Okay, this is going a little better.
Midnight Phantasmagoria! Justice will prevail! Final! Light it up! Hi! It's justice o'clock! Yeah! Heads up! It's justice o'clock!
Okay, yeah, this is going much more smoothly.
Stab! Hero incoming!
Rise with the sun! Pyroclastic surge!
Still.
By royal Drop your weapons! You asked for it!
only scored 1,700. Okay. And I need... how much for a gold? 4,000. Okay. Okay, yeah, no. We're doing something different this time. I'm not good enough at using Veressa, apparently. Ah, there's the score multiplier. Yeah, so the normal difficulty just isn't high enough. I'm one-shotting everything, but it doesn't matter, because they don't actually give near enough points to be worthwhile killing. So, let's give Dire a try. I was wiping the floor with everything, but it didn't matter because they just weren't giving enough points to be worth defeating. Before I noticed the difficulty slider, I was considering just throwing Nouvelette in on the first phase to bulldoze everything over with his hydro beam. But, well, we'll see how Dire difficulty handles. I'm curious about how well their Veressa is going to hold up to this. If I had been able to build Veressa for myself, this probably wouldn't be a problem, but we'll see what level 80 Veressa can do here. Oh, let's see. She's level 80, but has she also got constellations? No, she's got a 4-star weapon. Alright, she's got her signature set. Oh, it's C0. So this is actually... yeah. This is a version of Veressa that I might actually have been able to outdo. Yeah, so my version, of course, would have been level 90, at least. Probably a talent at level 9, because I don't know that I would have crowned Veressa. Still, we'll see if this setup for her is good enough. If not, as I said, I might just switch out Raiden for Nouvelette and kind of turn this into a backwards Nouvelette team.
Let's get down to
There is
business.
no escape!
Shower me with...
Yeah! Scatter! Skyward!
Hurry up, Veressa! It's justice o'clock! Yeah!
Illusion shattered!
This is not going well.
Yeah! Scatter!
This is simply
Gray
taking
cloud
too long.
converge!
Hero incoming! Fantana! Grant me strike! Charge! Oof! Hero incoming!
There is no escape! Now you shall perish!
I've already beaten my previous score, but
Scatter! Skyward!
might not be enough.
Charge! Oof! Done!
Seize the skies!
Let my name echo in song! Hero incoming! Headbutt! It's justice o'clock! Oof! Kapow! Hero incoming! Yeah! Yeah!
Almost got
Justice o'clock!
3,000 on the first round.
You wanna stand down!
So, the enemies were a lot harder to beat, but on the other hand, I've almost got enough score for a gold rating already, and we're only through the first half. So let's see if we can hit 8,000. Because the enemies here are gonna come a lot thicker than the last group.
Drop your weapon! Oz, reveal button! Rise! Headbutt! It's justice o'clock! You're incoming!
And now Malika is doing a lot of the heavy lifting to my hammer.
Light of the blazing sun!
As you wish, main Fräulein.
Stop right there! Hands where I can see them! Yeah!
Also, that vortex effect is really nice.
Yeah! Headbutt! Light it up!
No rest for the weak.
Final warning! You asked for it! Maximum power! Hero incoming! Oof! Ah! It's justice o'clock! Wrath from the sky! Drop your weapons! Justice will... Yeah! Time!
Why did you get separated, I wonder?
It's justice o'clock! Yeah!
I
It's
can
justice
just
o'clock!
kill one or two more yet.
Plastic surge! Try and stop!
Midnight Phantasmical.
Final warning! You asked for headbutt!
There we go.
Incoming!
Just made it over 8,000.
Kapow!
Okay. Alright, so dire difficulty it shall be henceforward. Let's see. Next up will be Kniech. After Kniech's elemental skill hits an opponent, his crit damage will be increased by 30%. This effect lasts for 6 seconds and stacks up to 3 times. Yep, so we'll keep it at dire. Emily Burning. This will be 2 cast members that I simply do not have. And as a result, 2 out of the 4 on one side is going to be questionable in quality. Now, let's see what we're looking at. So, first half. After a character triggers burning on an opponent, the Dendro Res and Pyro Res of that opponent will be reduced by 40% for 5 seconds. So basically we have Chevreuse in effect, except for Dendro Pyro instead of Pyro Electro. Or a free Viridescent Venerer effect, essentially. And on the second half, when a character triggers Bloom or Burgeon on an opponent, all party members will gain 50 elemental mastery, and their elemental skill and burst damage will be increased by 40% for 5 seconds. Well, what to do? So we can only have Dendro Pyro on the first half. So it'd be tempting to throw Malika on there. But I think instead... I'll do Toma and Shanling. Before we go into Shanling, though, let's check to see what her equipment looks like at the moment. And this is precisely why I should have checked. I think we'll rob Raiden of the catch for a minute. Alright, she's got an artifact set. Hopefully it'll be good enough. Now then. Dendro, Pyro, and Hydro. Obvious choice for Hydro would be Farina. And probably Malika for the pyro. But should I do another dendro unit? I worry about the survivability of that team. Virgin reactions will cause a fair bit of injury if I'm not careful. So, let's try this. Mohican Farina. And we'll use Kirara to mitigate the damage. And we'll give her the sapwood blade. I actually have a decent artifact set for her, as I did use Kirara a fair bit back in the day. Was one of my favorite shielders until I got Zhongli, and then Seed Lolly. Alright. Seems like we're fighting smaller numbers. Okay. I'm a bit worried about my front team on the first half. But hopefully, Emily and Kinich will do good enough for damage. My Toma is relatively well built. The weak link here is my Shunling, who I virtually never use. I just couldn't be bothered to get an artifact set specifically for her. Anywho, let's see how this goes.
Don't get too close! I got him cornered!
Yeah, not having your burst ready for anybody gets a bit annoying.
This'll brighten up the place.
Locked on!
Eat this! Nice and spicy.
Check this out!
Neutralize.
Claim these souls!
The glory to which none can compare. Especially not
Target acquired.
measly insect. But at the right hand,
Supporting fire! Don't get too close!
fresh and floral.
Looks like I might be able to get this one before time is up.
You're toast.
Yep,
Fire it up!
that's got a score of over 4,000.
Reconstitute.
Not a bad beginning. I believe that's on the previous stage that would have been the gold rank. I should have checked what the rankings are here. Oh well. Okay.
Get that. Light of the blazing sun. Full throttle. Right here, please.
Locked on!
Oh, glory! It's your soul! Sacrifice! Forever hold your...
Target acquired.
$8,000 exactly.
Pyroclastic surge!
Shower me with praise! Let the world come alive!
Locked on.
9,000.
For the Lord of the Night.
Not gonna kill this one, I don't think.
Light of the blazing sun!
Nope. Definitely won't. But it was high enough. Alright. Okay, looks like 8,000 is the benchmark for the double gold on all of these. Alright then. Next up is a Scuffier. After a Scuffier's elemental skill hits an opponent, this opponent's elemental res will be decreased by 60% for 6 seconds. Pretty intense. Alright, let's see what we're dealing with for the elements. Oh, Cryo Hydro for both. Kinda figured with Scuffier. Alright, and we can use my Scuffier. Let's have a gander what theirs is equipped with. Prospector's Drill, eh? Does give an attack percent increase, granted. Golden Troop as usual. C0 for constellations. By contrast, my Scuffier has the Tabayuratai no Ohanashi, which increases attack by a whopping 40% after an elemental skill use, and charges up her burst right quick. I'm using Song of Days Past in order to get some extra healing out of her and an occasional damage boost. Her talents need a little bit of work still, but I'd say my Scuffier is in fact better built. First half. After a character triggers Frozen on an opponent, icicles will continuously fall at that opponent's position, dealing AoE cryo damage. Additionally, all party members will deal 40% more hydro and cryo damage for 5 seconds. This can occur once every 6 seconds. After a character triggers Frozen on an opponent, a localized downpour will be unleashed at that opponent's position that deals AoE hydro damage over time. Additionally, all cryo party members' elemental skill and bursts will deal 60% more crit damage for 5 seconds. Alright, so let's see what we have on offer. The first side, I'm just going to use my current favorite Risley team. Oh, I just noticed there's a second trial option character. Somehow I never noticed that until just now. Well then, that changes things up a wee bit. Now we need a second good cryo unit. St. Cho ought to fit the bill. Then we'll have Ganyu for some AoE, AoE cryo, rather. Well, let's give this a try. My first setup ought to do splendidly. My second one, I'm not quite as certain. Good thing I checked. Let's swap him out for sacrificial for a moment. Alright. Again, I don't actually have everybody built, because that would be ridiculous. It's simply unfeasible to have grade A artifacts for literally everybody. I am not a whale. Or at least not one willing to spend money on resin. That is simply ridiculous. Alright.
It's my lucky day.
Busted.
Yoo-hoo!
Well, if you wanted to hurt me, you'd have to do a lot better. That's all I
Quiet
have to
now.
say to that.
Game's up. Fun's over.
Shower me with a burst of flavor. A little amuse-bouche.
Get a little chilly. A moment, please.
Gotcha. Here comes the catch.
Strike a pose. Let my name echoing. Goose on the loose. Off to the freezer.
Let's
These rings have a lot of health. But can't even
Face your
attack as long as they're frozen.
Busted. Game's up. Fun's over.
Shower me with
wait now.
a dash of frosting.
And I
A
messed up
burst of flavor.
rotation.
Let's get down to business.
I scored over 8,000
Chilly.
on phase 1. Yeah, I really do like my Risley Escoffier team. So, it really doesn't matter how well or poorly I do with my Ayaka Escoffier setup.
A little amuse-bouche.
Yep, as expected, their Ayaka is... no,
My apologies.
this team is not performing nearly as well.
Goose on the loose. Take flight. A dash of frosting. Sakura swirl. Ha! Ha! Yeah! 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 This is long overdue. Born of ice and frost. Come on.
Witness the power of the wild. Rain outlines your fate.
My apologies. A burst of flavor. A little amuse-bouche. Coming Santalant. Sometsu. Yeah. Ha. Ha.
Your coming was foretold.
Yeah. Ha.
Did they also foretell that you'd be frozen solid?
Ha. Access denied.
Seems to me like it'd be a
For
perfect
rest
way to
leopard.
end.
Eternal
Pinnacle
oasis.
of excellence. Off to the freezer.
Ring cutter.
Yep. Kinda messed up the rotations there, I must admit. And that's entirely because I usually put a Escoffier in the second slot as opposed to the first. So muscle memory betrays me on this one. Oh. And next up we're using Yelan. After Yelan's elemental skill or elemental burst hits an opponent, her energy recharge will be increased by 50%, and this opponent's elemental res will be decreased by 50%. Interesting. So what are our elemental limitations? I see. Pyro, Hydro, and Geo. I have just the setup for you. Though once again, Normally, I would put Hu Tao in slot 1, not slot 2. And as for the second half, So first half, after a character triggers your Vaporize on an opponent, Hydro and Pyro damage dealt by party will be increased by 50%. Second half, after a character triggers Bloom or Hyper Bloom on an opponent, all party members gain 250 Elemental Mastery. Alright then. We'll go with Nahida, Raiden, and I think we'll end with Clarand for this team. We'll see how this goes. This is most certainly not my usual Clarand team. Clarand. But pretty much all of these cast members I've actually built.
Yeah. Quietly now.
Solidify!
Strike a pose! See?
Gather!
Things are about to get dicey. Gotcha.
Now our damage can start.
Shower me with praise!
Solidify!
I will have order.
Almost technically I could have gone
Yoo-hoo! Time to
weaken
shine!
our other team with this, couldn't I?
Here comes the catch. Busted.
But I just couldn't help
Higher,
sticking
higher!
Hu Tao with Zhongli. Call it nostalgia.
Order guide you!
Shower me with
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now.
Nope, didn't manage it. Oh well. Still, we're very close to a gold rating anyway.
Gotcha.
Commit to memory!
Shine down. Ready. Quietly now. Here comes the catch. Illusion shattered.
Grow! Share my knowledge!
Hunt them down. Loaded. Enough. Inazuma shines eternal.
Make yourselves at home!
Things are about to get dicey. Busted. Into the shadows.
Hi, video butter sturdy.
Time to testify. Torn to oblivion. Shine down.
Commit to memory! Share my knowledge!
Game's up. Fun's over. Quietly now. Ready.
Yep, didn't quite do this one right. Oh well. Got a first level gold all the same. Yeah, and of course the other reason I picked Hu Tao was because they offered Hu Tao here. Let's try this again, except this time using Moika instead of Hu Tao. I'll be curious to see how this changes. And instead of Zhongli, we'll have Shilonen. Almost the setup I usually use with Moika. The only difference is I would trade Yelan with Citlali. Phase 2. We'll trade Clarand for Alhaitham. Alright, let's try again. Still only really gunning for double gold, rather than trying for the platinum. But one more go won't hurt anything.
Yeah. Busted.
Strike a pose!
Try and stop me!
Slow at the moment.
Gotcha. Here
And
comes the
again, I
catch.
don't have a primary damage dealer
Rise of
yet.
the sun! Pyroclastic surge! Letting Crave's names echo! Bring it!
Let my name echo in song!
Things are about to get dicey. Quietly now. Light of the blazing sun! Hear the echoes of the valley!
Shower me with the...
Light it up! Busted! Here comes the catch! Pyroclastic surge!
Probably not gonna kill him fast enough. Although it's close. Oh, and we did it. Yeah, that's quite the difference. 6,800 on phase 1. Alright, on to phase 2.
Gotcha!
Let's wait for you.
Here you are.
Hate that they're walking away from each other. Meaning I don't get the option to target both at once.
Make yourselves a move.
Illusion shattered.
Scatter.
Busted! Things are about to get dicey.
Stop fighting! The Temple of Wisdom!
There is no escape.
Gotcha! Here comes the catch.
Share my knowledge!
Inazuma shines eternal. Shine down.
The process of elimination.
Maybe one of them. Yep, got one. Oh, and boom, just in time. And that's our highest score yet, 13,000. Alright. And now for the last round that we can actually do at the moment. After Claran's normal attack hits an opponent, her attack speed will be increased by 10% and electro damage by 10% also. Let's see what we have for elemental options. Alright. Let's see. We're definitely going to put Nahida on the team. Normally, I would prefer to have a healer on board. But I don't really like using Shinobu, though. So we'll do this, then. Relying on Kirara's shield and Claran's self-heal to make all the difference here. Let's see. So for first half, character triggers Quicken, Aggravate, or Spread on opponent. All party members' crit damage goes up by 60%. And for phase 2, if you get Electro Charged, the Electro res of the enemy drops by 50%. Alright, in that case... I think this ought to do. These matches ought to be short, so I shouldn't have to worry and Claran heals herself, so I shouldn't have to worry too much about her sustainability here. Okay. Now to see how this goes. Okay.
By royal
Into the shadows. Hunt them down.
Committed to memory. Odds revealed.
Time to testify.
Coming through. Express deliver.
As you wish, Mainframe.
Make yourselves at home.
Ooh, you got a lot of help.
Hunt them down.
Back. This way through. By royal decree. Service to the smile.
Ready.
Claran.
Shoot on sight.
Claran with boosted speed is pretty
Committed to
fun.
memory. Sharing my knowledge.
Nope, just didn't get to it in time. Nah. So yeah, under 3,000, so we're gonna have some work to do if we're gonna get all the way to 8,000.
Illusion shattered.
Busted.
Strike a pose.
Try to keep up.
There is no escape. Now you shall perish.
Game's up. Time's over. Gotcha.
Shower me with praise. Let the world collide.
Time to testify.
Illusion shattered! Inazuma shines eternal!
Things are about to get dicey. Yoo-hoo! Move it. Evil lookers, shoot on sight.
Shine down! Torn to oblivion!
Here comes the catch.
Looks like we just might make it.
Shower me with praise! Time to shine!
Okay, we made it.
Into the shadows.
Some of these shrooms are...
Hunt them
Oh,
down.
yeah, this is electro, which makes this a fair bit harder. But we managed all the same. And now, for me, it's going to be a 1 day long wait. For you guys, probably about 2 seconds, so see you in a bit. Okay, it's been a day or two, so the final Chronicle challenge is now live. Ah, and looks like we get to use Moika for this one. When Moika's elemental skill or burst deal damage to an opponent, her attack will be increased by 25%. Well, this ought to be rather easy. So, we should be able to hit double gold on this without too much trouble, but we'll see what restrictions we have. So first half. When there are at least 1 to 2 pyro characters in the party, all party members' crit rate will be increased by 5 to 10% and crit damage by 20 to 40%. Alright. Second half. After a character triggers Melt on an opponent, the cryo and pyro damage dealt by all party members will be increased by 50% for 5 seconds. Cryo. Well, that's Seed Lolly then. Alright, I think I know how I'll do this. Let's have a look at there, Moika. Level 80. Using Earthshaker. Yep, pretty standard. Obsidian Codex. C0. And level 8 on all the talents. By contrast, my Moika has 10 on all talents. Gotta have a good codex set for her. And I got her signature, and she's level 90. So I think I'll be going with my Moika for this one. Now then, we get a bonus for 2 pyro units. So, we'll go with my Chevreuse Overload team for the first half. Let's see, we do need... Oh, never mind. I just noticed the elemental restriction there. No electro. So, no Chevreuse Overload for this one. Which is annoying. Very annoying, actually. Alright, so... I don't know why we'd be using... Well, we could use Navia for this, but I actually do think that that Moika will do well enough on her own. So, can use Hydro on the first side, but not on the second. Let's see, we'll go this setup for this side. And for the opposite end... I think we'll throw in Bennett. Well, let's just double check to see... Oh, yeah. Need to set him up with an artifact set right quick. Yep, I'll take the noblesse off of, Yelan for a moment. I have been trying to get my hands on another noblesse set, but actually getting it built is getting a little bit tedious. Alright, now he's got 4-piece noblesse. I think Sapwood will be better than Favonius. Definitely better for higher base attack. Yep, and my Bennett does need a little bit of work still. Then again, haven't used him much, as I'm not overly fond of circle impact, as some people call it. And there we have it. I would have replaced Bennett with Farina to make my usual Moeka team, but no option for Hydro on this side, so this will have to suffice. And I just realized, because I've only got one Pyro unit on the first half, I don't actually get the crit rate and damage bonus all the way up. Oh well. Wanted to keep Farina for her extra damage, but also have Kokomi to offset and provide healing for Farina bonus going in. So we'll see if my line of reasoning is sufficient for this challenge. Looks like I should have,
Light it up!
Actually, on the one hand, Toma could help with this.
Stabilize!
But I'm not going to restart the whole thing just for that.
This is order!
Let my name echo in song!
Light of the blazing sun!
Yeah, not having... I realized that not having a, Natlan unit is far more damaging to this than not having a second Pyro.
Rest and rebuild!
Full throttle!
Oh, I think... Yeah, I made a mistake on this one. I forgot just how much that Natlan support actually means to Moeka.
Showing you threat!
Yeah, this one went badly.
Pyroclastic surge!
Didn't even get to kill more than one of the enemies that time. Oh, we might be in for a do-over. We shall see. Oh,
Get to work!
win it! Energy Thief, wonderful.
Let's light it up!
Oh, and there he did it. He stole it right as I was gonna do Bennett's
From the
burst.
sky!
Knowing it. Alright, have it now
For the
then.
wrath of Eastleigh! Show no mercy! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Huh? Letting brave names echo! Bring it! Pyroclastic surge! Try and stop me!
Frozen. Crisp.
Get to work! You two! Time to end! Everybody stand back!
Yeah, we're gonna have to do a do-over. Unless I can do some real... No, not gonna manage it.
Full throttle!
This guy's not gonna get that much. Nope. Yeah. Got a gold, but not good enough. Want to get at least up to double gold. Alright, so... Side 2 did well enough. But we need to work around side 1. So, we'll have to switch things up a little. Let's see. We'll put Shilonen on side 1. And we'll do Farina, since we can use her there. And this time I'll throw in Toma, if I can oh, there he is. Because Toma should be able... Let's make sure he's got his proper kit ready. Yep, alright. I do wish I had more constellations for him. It's really annoying to have him only at C1. Alright, so Toma should be able to provide a fair bit more fire, and get us that second level bonus for the for the crit rate and damage. As for side 2... Oh, and they give us a free sweet lolly for this one. Alright, side 2. Going in for melt. Let's see. I think we'll use Bennett for our healer. Again, wish I could use Auron, because he's actually a really good support for Moeka. And would have made a Shepherd's Overload. Moeka is actually really good too. Though you do need to use Auron for that, so... a little bit on the limited side, granted. Escoffier would be interesting as a unit here, but I do think she'd be a bit wasted. I'm going to use... I think I'll use Ganyu. Let's make sure she's set up. Because I'm basically using her as a burst support at the moment. Alright, let's trade that for... Alright. Now she'll be a pretty decent burst support, doing a fair bit of damage off-field. And we can actually upgrade her burst a bit. Now let's swap out that bow too. Going to have to completely rebuild my Yelan after this, but oh well. And last will be Seed Lolly. Because we do need at least one Natlan support on each side for Moeka. Okay, this should do better. Side 1 should definitely do better just because of Shilonen being there. But we'll see if it's good enough to make the difference. Kind of annoys me, frankly, that you just don't have any bursts ready at the start of this. Even the Abyss lets you have the bursts of everybody ready from the get-go. So I don't know why this doesn't. Oh, wait a second, you get your shield up so I can kick it down.
Rev the engines!
Don't get too close!
Still not enough.
Bring it!
Oh, what did I hit?
Hear the echoes of the valley!
Here's Becca!
Shower me with
Light of the blazing sun!
Yep, well, we can't do her little wheelies with this setup.
Rise with the sun!
But she can still do a lot
I got you covered!
of damage.
time to shine. Let the mountain's veins boil.
Wrath from the sky!
Limited somewhat in what we can do. Oh, win it again. Worst possible enemy for Toma to run into.
Supporting fire!
Strike a pop.
Letting brave names echo!
Not gonna kill this one fast enough. Nope, not even close. Oh well, we got better than double the original score. So, adding Toma and Shilonen definitely helped on that round.
Fulfill our pact.
Now we gotta get our bursts
Born of
ready
icy
as
frost.
quick as
Let's
possible.
light it up. All hail.
That's one away.
Full throttle!
Show no mercy.
Light of the blazing sun!
Down you go. Longer than I'd like for that to fall.
Let's light it up. Access denied.
Didn't even get enough energy to burst once.
Get to
Yeah,
work.
back from that.
Suffer the wrath of the Eatfling. For Rex Madness.
Maybe this wasn't the right setup.
Teamwork is dreamwork! Pyroclastic surge!
Nope, definitely wasn't. And I got the shield up again. I'm not even gonna kill the first one this time. Blimey.
Everybody stand back.
Yeah,
This
I'm
is
gonna
long
need a different
overdue.
sub-DPS
Touch
to Ganyu.
You two.
Oh my,
Get
this.
to work. Show no mercy.
Wrath from the sky!
Oh, 7. Oh, pretty much the same, actually. Okay, that. I will try this one more time. Wonder. Well, Yeah, Bennett actually doesn't help much here either. He specifically doesn't help because when it steals his energy, prevents him from actually doing his thing. Well, they gave us Navia to use. And I'm beginning to wonder about that. Let's actually try Navia. Maybe she can break its shield faster. Don't know. I wonder if we can stack Sleet Lolly's Red Shred with Zhongli's. Give us 40% Res Shred on everything. Well, 40% on Pyro and Hydro. Not gonna... It's gonna help other ways for Navia. But we'll see. not having
Don't get too
bursts
close.
ready
Yoo-hoo!
right from the get-go makes this a fair bit more annoying than it should be.
Check this out. Here's backup.
Strike a pop! Let the mountain's veins boil! Bring it!
Light up the blazing sun!
That's one down.
Light it up! Full throttle!
I got you covered. Fire it up.
Let my name echo in song!
Let engraved names echo! Pyroclastic surge!
Should be able to beat these two again. Not gonna be able to beat the next round, though.
Check this
Or
out.
rather, not this, win it, rather.
Supporting fire.
Hear the echoes of the valley! Bring it!
Light up the blazing sun!
Yep, the winners just take too long with their shields. Okay. Now, I'm gonna try using Navia to beat this one. I'm gonna be using Malika as backup support initially.
Show no mercy!
Solidify!
Hiya! Coming at ya!
Pyroclastic surge!
Coming at ya! Fulfill our pact!
Gather!
Coming at ya! Hiya! Coming at ya!
Wrath from the sky!
Hey there!
I'm not sure which is actually going faster.
Show no mercy! Get to work!
Stabilize!
I will have order.
Hey there! Hiya! A proper send-off from the Stina with love. Haha! Ha!
Pyroclastic surge!
Frozen. Crisp.
Show no mercy! Suffer the wrath of Eve!
Solidify!
Rev the engines!
Not gonna make it.
Light up the
Nope.
blazing...
Okay, I give up. Gold is good enough.
sun!
I'll take what I can get. I just haven't built up the right units for that. Oh well. Not exactly how I wanted to end that. But we got all the Primo Gems, plus extras. Well, for most of the stages anyway, didn't get platinum on any of them. But then again, not really a whale who could C6, R5, everything. Nor am I a min-maxer who would get the absolute best out of everything. Not that good at the game, frankly. Or at least, don't do that per se for it, so we get by. Let's have a gander at our current stock. Just over 200 short for a 10 pull. I have no interest in pulling on the Chronicle banner. These are almost never worth it. specifically because the pity does not carry over. If the pity carried over between Chronicle banners, that'd be a totally different story, but this is the first one that's genuinely tempting. Because I don't have practically any of these characters. In fact, the only one I have is Kokomi. So I don't have Ito, Yai, Ayato, Chiori, Yoimiya, Kazuha, or Ayaka. So losing, quote-unquote, the 50-50 of trying to get, say, Kazuha, could still net me another limited 5-star that I do not have yet, so that would be fantastic. Unfortunately, Skirk is coming up next. And I don't much care for the Doom posting about Columbina. So yeah, I'm going for Skirk. Meaning that I'm not pulling on the Chronicle wish. Simply not happening. Especially not when I don't even have 10 wishes to my name at the moment. That would be a complete and utter waste right there. As for the other banners, well, same reasoning. I'm saving for Skirk. Then, much as I actually like Kinich as a character, I just hate a How. And unfortunately, they're a package deal. And also for these banners, it doesn't help that I've got C6 Kujosara already. Let me check right quick, but I'm pretty sure I've got a C6 Lynette also. Yeah, C6 Lynette. So, 2 out of 3 of the 4 stars on offer, I already have at C6. So I wouldn't get much of anything if I won them from this banner. So yeah, not wishing at the moment. Not until Skirk. And with that, I think I'll end this episode.
The ability to not get lost.
Yes, the Chronicle of Shifting Stratagems now comes to a close. If you've enjoyed this, please remember to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. Do check out my Elden Ring Let's Play. And incidentally, I will be starting a Night Rain Let's Play relatively soon, so look forward to that. And I post, usually, Monday through Friday, so do remember to hit the bell to keep up with notifications. And as always, have a good day.